absolutely amazing, incredible activation of the Supreme Wealth Star, Rigel, the Billionaire Star, happening today, right now, June 3rd, 2026. Hi, everyone across the world, my star family. Lotus Dawn here with Blossom with the actual stars, true to the actual stars sidereal astrology. And I had to get here on the video live with you on this gorgeous day out in Southern California to tap in to the star alignment. In fact, the planetary and star alignment that is happening right now. It happens every year exactly on June 3rd, where the sun and Rigel come into conjunction. They begin to activate. And in fact, we are heading into the exact conjunction, which will be happening over the next week. And I wanted to share with you what this means, how you can take advantage of this alignment, and what does it actually represent. Have you ever even heard of Rigel, the Billionaire Star? You know, for many years, I myself didn't know what Rigel, the Billionaire Star was. I'd never heard of it before. And it wasn't until I came across one of my very high level astrology mentors that I learned the power and the gift that Rigel, the Billionaire Star, is. And I learned that Rigel, which is a star located in the left foot of Orion's belt. So if you look up tonight at the stars and you see Orion's belt, gosh, it's so bright and vibrant right here. If you look up and you see Orion's belt, right in that far left foot is Rigel. It's a very bright star. In fact, it's many times bigger than our own sun. And because of distance, of course, you don't realize this, but it's a huge star. And it glows this vibrant electric blue. In fact, I did a women's energy clearing call today, and we focused in on clearing blocks to wealth because this star alignment is inviting us to literally recalibrate our DNA. It's almost as though it carries the codes of supreme wealth. It is literally found in the charts of many, many billionaires. That's why they call it the Billionaire Star. And some examples of this, of course, include the Billionaire Star Rigel has been found in the chart of Andrew Carnegie, in the chart of Oprah Winfrey, in the chart of Gloria Vanderbilt, J. Paul Getty, these huge billionaires. And so, in fact, if you look at the birthdays right around now, you know, Michael J. Fox, there's so many famous actors and famous wealthy people who have this birthday. And I think it may have something to do with Rigel, the Billionaire Star. So today is an alignment where the sun, which represents the soul, it represents the source, is exactly conjunct the Billionaire Star. So what does this mean for you? Now, it's going to mean something different for everyone based on their True the Stars astrology chart, which house this alignment lands. There are 12 houses in the astrology system. Each house represents an area of our lives. So from the first house representing identity and self and appearance, to the seventh house, which represents our relationships, it represents our partnerships, it can represent marriage, to the 10th house, which is career, and the fourth house, which is home and family, depending on where you have Taurus at about 24 degrees. That is where Rigel lands. So if you have it in your second house, it could mean, oh my gosh, that's where, you know, Andrew Carnegie had Rigel, was in his second house, and look at the wealth he created. Actually, I'm mistaken. It was in his eighth house. The eighth house is the house of other people's money. And then he had Venus in the second house, which is the house of money. So it was an activation across his second, eighth house axis. So if you're curious and you want to know where this major alignment to Rigel, the Billionaire Star, is lining up in your astrology chart, please reach out. I do offer one-on-one sessions. You can also get involved with my work by joining my partner and myself. We have a membership where you get access to energy clearing and discounted session rates, so you can ask about that if you're interested. But wherever you have Rigel in your chart, whatever house it lands in, wherever you have 24 degrees of Taurus, represents where this wealth opportunity, this wealth healing may be coming in. Now, and as I tune in here, I should also share that not only do we have Rigel, the billionaire star, literally with the sun, which is the sun illumination, its light, its transcendence, its ascension. We also have Venus, the billionaire planet, the divine feminine energy of wealth, of magnetic, attractive wealth, and Jupiter, the energy of the supreme masculine wealth creation. So, where Venus attracts, Jupiter makes it happen. We all have Venus in our own chart, Venus and Jupiter in our charts. And right now, they are literally in the same exact sign together. And that's very unusual. I think this maybe happens once a year. And it's very powerful. And so, to have the millionaire planet Jupiter and the billionaire planet Venus together tells me that the opportunity, whatever sign they're in, is going to be very descriptive of how to make more money. Who would like to make more money? Right, everyone raising their hands. And so if you want to know the secret to how to make money right now, we're just going to look up at the planets and the signs, look at where Venus and Jupiter are, and they are both in Gemini. Gemini is the sign of talking, communication, expression, written and spoken word, anything you can hear, see, any sound, or any form of communication, written, spoken, verbal, nonverbal, body language. Gemini represents the transference of knowledge. So it's both teaching and learning. It's the spread of information. It's the sharing of knowledge. And an image I often get for Gemini is of a butterfly. It is always in circulation. You know, a butterfly never stops at just one flower, right? So Gemini never stops at telling just one person about something. It's all about sharing information on a larger scale. And so Gemini also relates to social media, broadcasting, video production, anywhere where you're taking information and sharing it out to multiple people. This can also mean that MLMs, multi-level marketing, or network marketing, or anywhere where you're representing or doing sales, really, you're sharing something. You know, you could really distill Gemini down to the concept of sharing an insight, sharing knowledge, sharing a product, sharing an idea, sharing an expression. Gemini is the communication and the flow and spread of ideas. And so when you have the billionaire planet Venus and Jupiter, the millionaire planet, the feminine and masculine expression of wealth in embodiment, both in the sign of Gemini, this becomes a very powerful time to express, to communicate, to share information, right? And so in a lot of the healing sessions my partner and I have done over the last week, helping other people to tap into the flow of this energy, we've been clearing energy blocks around blocks to recording more videos, right? Sharing your content, sharing your thoughts, sharing your ideas. And we've found that a lot of people have very deep blocks to expressing and sharing, because most of us have had other lifetimes where we were persecuted or we got into trouble for sharing our gifts. Maybe we were a spiritual teacher, we were a guide, we were a healer, and we were persecuted or prosecuted for the very gifts that we had to share to help other people. And so this wealth alignment, the sun is in Taurus and Rigel is also in Taurus. So there's a couple themes. There's the theme of stability, safety, and security, which Taurus represents. Taurus, the bull, very consistent, very stable, very earthy, building our nest, building our overflow, building the stability of great wealth so we can live the best life, enjoying our lives. And then we have the two wealth planets in the sign of Gemini, which is the sign of communication, it's the sign of expression, it's the sign of really sharing our thoughts, our words, our feelings, our insights. If you get right down to it, really sharing our divine spiritual gifts that all of us have within us with the world, whether that's through a book, whether that's through a class, whether that's through an article, a blog, a video, right? And so me making this video and sharing it with you is actually a super great example of utilizing the energy of Gemini, Venus and Jupiter in Gemini, to share my information with you. And so I want to really encourage you right now with this wealth activation. How do I capitalize on this? To really tune into what you want to share with the world. Is there something, a product, an idea, a message? This is a really good time to do that. Now, to go even deeper on why this is such a powerful wealth aspect, we have to take a step back into the wider context of 2026 as a whole and look at the fact that in Chinese astrology, this is the year of the fire horse, right? And there's been so much excitement. And what's really interesting, of course, that fire in Chinese astrology, there's yin and there's yang fire. Yin fire is like a candle, yang fire is like the sun, right? It's like that bright light shining behind me. And so fire horse represents yang fire. It represents solar energy, the sun, the soul. And we are actually heading to the very peak solar energy of the entire year, the solstice in June. So in the next 21 days, the sun, the soul, will reach its highest peak of the entire year. And so June 21st in the year of the fire horse literally represents the highest peak of the fire horse energy of 2026. And so we are literally reaching the peak of fire horse. And another reason I say that is because in Chinese astrology, which is something I've been studying so deeply this year, every month also has a sign. And so this month is literally the month of the horse. And so from May 5th until June 5th has been the yin water snake. And so it's been really interesting because here in Southern California, it's been the coolest, most misty weather for the last month of the yin water snake. And my partner and I have just been like, this is so unusual. And I've just been laughing. I'm like, well, it's the month of the yin water snake, right? It's the month of cool weather. Interesting. Well, that's all about to change. So if you're in Southern California and you've been enjoying the mild weather, my insight here is that June is going to be very hot, as it is going to be the month of the wood horse. So wood is rising energy. It's about study, it's about thinking, it's about knowledge. We have the two wealth planets in the sign of knowledge, learning, and study. So it's a really good time to take a course, to learn information, to go deeper on something you want to get trained in. And it's the high point because it's the month of the horse in Chinese astrology, and it's the year of the horse. It is the high point or the peak of the fire horse energy. After June, the energy will peak and begin to ascend down, getting ready for the next year and the element and animal that it will be. So we are not only having the sun with Rigel, the billionaire star, Venus, the billionaire, and Jupiter, the millionaire planet combined, but we are also entering on June 5th the wood horse month of the fire horse year. And then the solstice on the 21st. And so June is a power-packed highest point of the entire year of the fire horse, What are your goals, dreams, aspirations? What did you want to accomplish this year? What is the expression, the exultant, joyous expression of the fire horse you would like to call in this year? How would you like to celebrate the expansion of freedom that the fire horse brings in? Please share your comments. Please share what you're excited about. Please subscribe, like, follow, share my video with your friends, your family. I am looking forward to growing this channel and getting even more people plugged into the truth about the stars, because this astrology system is based on the actual map of the stars. It can give you real, accurate information. So I hope you enjoyed this update and give you a little look around my beautiful Golden Valley open space. I wish you all such immense blessings of love and light for you, for your path. Praying to God, to source, to the universe, that pure golden light fill your body, your being, your world, and that your blueprint for wealth gets upgraded, gets activated, that you become open and ready to receive more wealth, more goodness, more abundance, and to realize that whoever, wherever you are so loved by the universe, and everything is working out for you. So much love. Mwah. Aloha.